As you can see, the objective here is smart. If it's not smart, the objective cannot be achieved probably, because workers will not be motivated, or if there is no plan to achieve the objective, then the objective, of course, also cannot be achieved. So objectives should be smart. Okay, now the business objectives are many. We have a lot of business objectives. Uh, you just have to know the meaning or the main objectives of the business in different stages of its life. The first and main objective of any business is survival. So, survival is a main objective for businesses who face or which face economic recession, or newly formed businesses. So if the business is new, the first 2 years will be, of course, of high risk. So the survival is an objective of these businesses. So if they ask you in the exam about objectives and the business that you have is new, try to mention survival, because survival is the main objective for newly formed businesses. Profit, of course, it's making or selling more than your cost and getting a return to the owners and the shareholders in order to provide finance for investments. The return to shareholders, as I said, it's increasing the profit of these people and increasing the share price. This is a main objective of business also. Growth, all businesses, they want to expand. They want to use their profit to expand and, of course, satisfy more customers. So this is for growth. Market share, also increasing market share is a main objective of businesses. As you know, market share is the sales of the business as a percentage of total market sales. So we talked about this before as well. So it's when I measure my sales with respect to the total sales. This number here, for example, 20%, this 20% is my market share from the total market value or market sales. So the target or objective of any business is to increase the market share. Okay, all businesses want to be popular, or businesses want to have more influence on their customers. And of course, if you are a business which has a high market share, you will be able to influence customers and suppliers, and you will be able to become popular as well. CSR is a newly, let's say, or a new objective, because CSR means corporate social responsibility. When I say socially responsible, or businesses should be socially responsible, I mean the businesses should take care of environmental issues and social issues. So nowadays, all businesses try to show customers that they care about environment and they care about society, for example. This is the main objective for businesses. That's corporate social responsibility, or CSR. Is important because it will help the business to have a good reputation, and of course it will affect the sales and profits. So that's why some businesses, they try to tell people they are clean, they use goods that can, or they produce goods that can be recycled, or they provide help to the society, and so on. All these are called CSR. Okay, so with respect to the objectives, as I said, we have different objectives. All the answers are correct in the exam, but try to use survival if they are talking about in newly formed businesses, because survival is a main objective for businesses when they start, but it's not a main objective for let's say 20 years old business, because they already survived in the market, and now they have their own market share. Okay, now social enterprises and their objectives. This is also very simple. When I say social enterprise, of course it's a business, but this business reinvests most of the profits into the business itself, or by giving benefit to the society at large. So a lot of social enterprises, they are businesses. They are not charities. Don't mix social enterprise with a charity. They are not charities. Charities, they don't run business. They don't run a business. They rely on, let's say, grants from a government or from people. Here, social enterprises, they are businesses, and they make money, they make profit, but they use this money to benefit employees or to benefit the society. So their objective is to help the society, to take care of the environment, to give benefits to the employees, and so on. Okay, this is just the social enterprise. The questions about this will be either identify or what is meant by social enterprise in the past papers, of course. So now the main thing in the chapter, the stakeholders. Okay, you have to understand the two types of stakeholders, the meaning of stakeholders, and how each stakeholder is interested in the business activity. So, stakeholder, any individual, any group, they have an interest in the business because they are affected by the activities of the business and its decisions. So, when I say stakeholders, these people or individuals or groups, they have an interest in the business, they affect the business, and they are affected by the decisions of the business. We have two groups, internal and external. So let's look at this table. It will summarize the objectives of internal and external stakeholders. So internal stakeholders are the stakeholders within the business, inside the business. So internal stakeholders inside the business, the managers, the employees, the owners, all these are internal stakeholders. So remember, they have an interest in the business, they affect the business, and they are affected by the business decisions. So the owners, they are interested. Why? Because they want to receive high returns. Shareholders, they want to receive high dividends, and they want their share value to increase. So this is their interest. What about managers? Managers are also stakeholders. Why? Because they want bonus from the business. They want to have more status and job satisfaction. Employees, they are also stakeholders. They are also interested in the business activity and affected by its decisions. Why they are interested? Because they want job security and fair wages. So see, everyone is interested from his point of view. Now, if we look at external stakeholders are stakeholders outside the business. The lenders, for example, banks, they have an interest in the business because they want to receive the interest payments and they want the borrowings to be repaid on time. The suppliers, of course, our suppliers, they will be interested in our business activity. Why? Because they want us to pay them on time, and of course they want us to deal with them, and they are interested in the business activity because they don't want to be forced to reduce their prices. So they try to keep their prices high, and they are interested in the business so that the business buy material, buy supplies from them. Customers are also interested. The customers are main stakeholders because they want quality goods and of course fair prices. The government is also interested because the government wants to take taxes, and they want you to employ more people so that they pay less for unemployment benefits. And the last one, which is the community. The community in general, they are stakeholders, they are affected by the business decisions, and they also affect the business. So their main objective is the employment and of course avoiding the negative impact of your business on the environment, for example. So as you notice that stakeholders, as we said, they are interested in the business activity and they are affected by the decisions of this business. When you hear the word stakeholders, just imagine a stake, and everyone is interested to take a piece of this stake. So everyone will be interested and affected by the business decisions and also affect the business, but they are different. So the managers are not like employees, not like lenders, not like suppliers. Everyone or every stakeholder is interested in a part of the business, depending on, of course, his type, and of course depending on the use of the business. I mean, if I am a supplier, I want this business to buy my goods. If I am a customer, I want this business to provide me with the quality goods, and so on. Okay, so this is for stakeholders. The last point in the chapter, public sector enterprises. Already we talked about this, and this is repeated in this chapter. Always remember that public sector enterprises are owned and controlled by the government. The target is to provide services and facilities accessible and affordable and open to all. We talked about this. We said the main target of any public enterprise is to provide accessible services everyone can use, affordable, cheap, or maybe free sometimes, and open to all, available to everyone, regardless your religion, your culture, or whatever. Okay, so that's it for chapter 5. Now we're done with 5 chapters, and we're done with section 1. Hopefully I'll solve samples of paper 1 soon, so that you know the way of answering some questions. And thank you for listening, and see you in chapter 6 and section 2. Thank you.